Sunny South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast as Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of the day.
So call in at 888-565-1470 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning. Shake off your sleepies, buckle in, because it's showtime.
Welcome to the Morning Brew.
The breakfast at the cafe.
So what is the breakfast?
Good morning. What is the breakfast? What did you have for breakfast today?
I haven't.
You know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I'm just saying, just sharing with you. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It is a wonderful Wednesday, wonderful rainy Wednesday here in South Florida.
Oh,
Good
it's
morning,
opening
everyone.
up. I got to tell you something.
Okay.
Somebody must be watching. And listen, first of all, let me thank all of you for watching the show, sharing it out. Appreciate all that. Somebody must be watching the show because all of a sudden, yesterday, the airways were filled with teenagers. There seems to be a lot of teenagers involved in the movement. And there's a gentleman in Minneapolis, 17 years of age, and his name, of course, eludes me. But I want to commend him and tip my hat. The mayor called him and said, with people like you, we can get this fixed. He actually led arm in arm, a la Dr. Martin Luther King, and he did not allow outsiders in this high school of March. There was tons of kids, man, and they did not let any outsiders. Also, I saw there's some outsiders, some people that were sent there, and yada, yada, yada. They were turned over to the police as renegades that had nothing to do with what they wanted to do, and there was a whole lot more peace going on. Peaceful protest. In other words, you can protest, make it loud, make it strong. Just the looting got to stop. The threatening has to stop. The fighting has to stop. More police officers took a knee. They marched. There was a whole lot more of that going on. And not only in this country, but they talked about Paris. They talked about everywhere. This is affecting everything. This is a global problem, not an us problem, but a we problem.
And here's the funny thing. Once it's on the news, everyone says, oh, didn't you just talk about that on your show? How did you know? Because, you know, just like other things, we are timely as everybody else is. We may not be on the national circuit, although we kind of are.
Well, it's true.
We have a crew with us that is within the pulse of the nation, of the pulse of our community, and that is exactly what we talked about yesterday. In April, our 17-year-old new intern, I guess we can call her, is actually putting a piece together for that. She was up very late last night working on it, and she's going to be bringing that to us as well.
Well, I wanted to talk to April to congratulate her because she was the youngest girl among the group here, and she talked about different things that I see differently from what Teddy yells at me, but I see it differently. And I always want to commend also Slick because Slick had the he took action and he went into that march and he actually brought back film and he brought us back a field. And, you know, there are things that our crew does that we applaud and we give them the kudos that they deserve. Double R is home today and he put some film together as well. I mean, all of them are just a fantastic crew. I know that we've been pushing them, especially the last 2 weeks. I can see the bags under their eye. But, you know, you got to make it loud. People are responding.
But they're getting it. Look how cool Slick is. Slick, do you ever get frazzled or uptight or anxious?
Like, it's mostly around
your brothers.
Because they tend to know, like, the perfect buttons to push for me. But, like, my brothers get me razzled. But usually on a situation, I have to, like, breathe, honestly think about it before
He's calm, cool, and collected.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to touch upon yesterday, we didn't get a chance to, is body English is the most important calling card a human being can have.
Okay, hold that thought right there. Have you ever heard of body English?
No, I love body language.
Have you?
No.
But
Has anyone ever heard of body English? I'm so amazed by this term that you use.
Vernacular.
So it's like body language?
Yeah.
It's deeper. You see, body language is something that you can sense and see. Body English is something that comes to you because you're having a conversation. When somebody's hot and angry, if you take a knee, you know how important it is for the authority, for police, The president would never do it. I get it.
Well, the Miami Police Department, I see, did that.
That's right.
Right?
That is called body English. You are sending a message without speaking a word. Body language is cringing and turning, and in sales you lean forward and all that. But body English is watching you. When somebody's watching you, you don't even know you're being watched. Because that's the true sign. Like, I'm always watching Slick.
I know.
I see him run into a pole. I see his feet get in front of him.
We moved the converter box because
That's
you and
right.
Freddie stepped on it. We're
Yeah,
good.
we're good. That's all body English. But body English is an important aspect of delivery because you guys are doing shows now. You're going to be doing yours soon. And Teddy has learned the art of body English. She has the body language. But to deliver your message, you got to have body English. And that's one of the things that we have to teach our young kids. We have to teach people. It isn't always about being angry. It's about being smart in the conversation. You know, it's about playing chess and teaching the other person how to play the game so that you can get somewhere. This is about, okay, let me be more superior to you in intelligence. And nothing gets done. You ever notice an argument ends, one person wins, they walk away, nothing happens.
No,
Shaquille O'Neal was on the news today. He talked about body English.
really?
Yes, because Shaquille O'Neal once said a famous line. I think they gave him the first $20 million. I've heard the golfer say the same thing. And he says, yeah, I got this check, I got this money because I've earned it. But don't be impressed with my name on the check. Be impressed with who wrote the check because they can cover it. And there's body English. It isn't about winning an argument. It's about making a difference. And for that to happen, you have to have two sides to come to some sort of agreement that they're going to make a move.
But I love that your generation and those a little bit younger than you are making a difference because we
true.
say all the time, everyone's so quick to criticize and pass judgment and point fingers. This political figure did this. I don't like him. I do like him. I don't like what he wore. I don't like shit. Whatever it is. Pointing fingers isn't solving anything.
It's not.
We
It's
talked
just-
about this when we were all indoors from the virus, right? Now suddenly that's like old news, and we move into this. The SpaceX, I mean, that just got, the good news of our world sort of just got bypassed by more bad news, and why is the SpaceX not there? But you guys have done an amazing job here and nationwide. They are stepping up as a generation, so congratulations to our, what generation are you, by the way? Are you millennials?
Millennial, yeah.
You millennial too?
Yeah, possibly.
You're both?
Yeah, millennial.
And the ladies,
Yeah, possibly.
and the ladies are millennial.
Yes, but April's the next generation. What is she? Gen
Underneath.
X, Gen
Gen
Z?
Z.
Gen
I think
Z.
I think Z.
A whole nother generation. Then I wonder what's after Gen Z. Is there one?
ABC.
I don't know until like that generation. I don't know.
Like,
It's
I wonder what
actually
your
established.
grandsons are. Teddy, you know?
They're new.
I think that there is another generation yet. I have to look it up. I'm gonna
There's
fact
not
check.
a- We should name
We
it.
should create one and
Let's
watch it on
start
the
the new
news.
generation. We've got millennials, X, and Z. So what comes next? We go back to A? Like, do we go to double A's then? We go back?
AAA batteries.
I
You
mean,
know,
think
I
about
have to
it.
guess on AAA batteries.
Do you?
Yeah.
Does that mean?
Give me
It's
the
Dawn.
hint.
It's Dawn. We need some AAA batteries. But I love that our camera 4 times the charm. We got the wire and it's all good to go. These flowers, I have to say a special shout out to our new sponsor, Dutch Designs. They delivered them yesterday. I have never seen, I don't know what they're called. She's coming on Friday. We're going to do a segment with her. They're like silvery lavender. Maybe they're called silver roses, but the smell is so fragrant.
She says she's changing the frequency. Remember that Tracy was talking about frequency?
Did you talk to Patricia?
I did briefly. She was very, very busy. Apparently, there's a lot of flowers going around. And she wanted to change the frequency in the studio. You know, sometimes when you're working hard, things around us change because everybody, as you saw yesterday, going in about 15 different
Vibrations
directions.
change, sure.
But if you look at the amount of work that you guys have covered in the last 2 weeks, most companies don't get that in a year. So it isn't a change of vibration. It's a working vibration. There's a difference. Now, today I wanted DJ to come in. I've been asking him to change the mood with the music, and now I took matters into my own hands.
There you go.
We're going to give you guys the authority to put your music on the box.
Yeah.
When we played baseball and football, the defensive linemen had an opportunity to put their music. The receivers, the quarterback, everybody had a chance to play the music. And it doesn't matter what the music is. It could be Slick's hard rock that I can't stand.
No, not rock, but you know.
There you go. I mean, it doesn't matter
Alternative.
because it's a learning deal. This is what makes a team. okay? So everybody's going to get it. The reason that I want to do that, ladies and gentlemen, is because we are going to open up the Amp It Up WAMP radio online services in that studio. I decided yesterday how I want to do it. And I want to have Slickster on there being a DJ and talking to the world online. I want to have my cousin Vinny. The My Cousin Vinny show, I'm going to tell you something, would be hilarious. Hilarious.
No, like I have a brave of chicken nugget. No,
Everybody will have a cousin Vinny.
What about a chicken nugget?
I have a brave of a chicken nugget. No,
You're afraid of chicken nugget?
yeah.
You're afraid of chicken nugget?
No, I have a bravey of a chicken nugget.
He
Okay.
has some bigger ones for you.
I don't know.
So I can't wait to see what you got going on there. There's a lot of moving parts, and I think yesterday how much we put on the girls, how much we put on the guys, how hard they work. We've got new shows, new commercials, and everyone wants and needs what needs to be done. They need their attention, new clients, new sponsors, new shows. Valerie sat here with us yesterday doing a piece in Spanish. Neither she nor I speak Spanish. However, I knew the feel I wanted for, which is why I wanted her to redo those pieces. And what is the name of the new show?
Atrévete.
Atrévete.
I dare you. I
I
dare
have
you to
a
be better.
fact check for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
The generation after Gen Z is called Generation Alpha, and it starts with anyone born after 2010.
Alpha. So they went back to the A's.
So it
okay.
starts at A, yeah.
Isn't alpha?
Alpha, double A. I told you. Boom. Sorry. One drop. Pretty good.
Yeah.
How you like that? Alpha, double A.
I'm just.
You're speechless,
No,
right?
I'm just laughing
You're
here.
speechless because how did
She's
I do
taking
that?
a high five.
How'd you
on-
do
on-
that?
On the A. For
That was
alpha.
pretty good. Double A, though.
Next then?
A-L-P-H-A. Alpha.
Alpha, beta, then what?
All right, so let me,
know,
I want to bring up the subject matter to everybody. This weekend, apparently there's going to be a storm, but it's not going to turn into a hurricane because there's some wind shear. And it's
Tropical
heading
storm.
to Louisiana, it's heading to, you know, that part of the world. But we are going to get bombarded with 3 to 5 inches of rain,
Oof.
according to the news people, my friend Chris.
Woof.
Now, I want to ask you guys, here comes the weekend. Taxes are due July 15th.
Did they change that?
No.
I thought it was moved to September.
Can you fact check and see when the taxes are due?
I heard they were talking about moving it to September and
They could
possibly,
be talking about it, never having
but
taxes
payment
again.
not be
Never
due
did it.
until December. So let's check on that.
I don't know why anybody would do taxes because there's no money, so I would send them an IOU.
That's
right?
not true, though. People have money.
Tax
Certainly.
Day 2020 in the United States is Wednesday, July 15th.
Okay. Guess I got to work on those.
So what I wanted to ask is, what do you do when you know a lot of rain is coming? You know hurricane season is coming. What are you guys going to do this weekend?
I will say this weekend's gonna be very wet because like I have to basically go to church, help out on the communications program, and
So you're gonna be
basically
working?
go back home. Back
Is church
home.
open?
Basically, this church up in Plantation's open, and they kind of need help with communications because they live stream, basically like what you guys do.
What we do.
So you're just,
Yeah.
you're going in and you're
Just
working tech?
just working tech and
But
let-
parishioners aren't coming in.
only pastors. I would say there are people coming in to actually sit down. I don't know why. 'cause
So are
can
you
watch it on
are
live
you
feed.
the chief of the communications piece?
No, I just knew somebody that needed help, and
It's
then
all about
they
who you know,
contacted
isn't
me.
it, in the
Yeah.
business?
So are they using what are they using? A Zoom setup or?
I would say a one camera setup that's set up to a base with the laptop to push the feed out
Well, you know
because
you
they
could
only
do-
use one camera shot.
You know you could do better than that.
Hey, it's not my setup, so
Okay, so I'm
I
gonna
mean,
send
I
you.
know
I'm
they
gonna
can
send
do
a
better
letter
than
with
that.
you, and it's gonna be your setup
It's gonna
because
be
you're gonna teach them. You know, I've seen the way you set up that studio.
I got you.
You know how it
You
works.
got that.
I mean, I just
You don't
I
want to
got
be out
you.
front. Well, you should be
I
out
didn't
front.
wanna be-
You're a leader. I'm gonna send a letter to the pastor. You and me are gonna write it, and I'm gonna explain to him. Maybe we bring him down here. And I'm gonna say, you want to see what Slick does, and you put him in there, and you bring him up to speed. I know most communities have antiquated systems. Those systems have been around 12, 14 years.
And then black because what is it? They do have a big following from like when my mom told me about it and told me to help her follow it till now,
Maybe
because people can't.
But you know, we could do a whole lot more of listening and learning. When you have a big community, maybe we bring them into the fold, and we'll talk afterwards. A lot of
We will
stuff you can do
talk.
there. But that is really cool. I'm
You're
very
already
proud of
moving
you.
on to the weekend. It's only,
It's
But it
Wednesday.
is gonna be
Wednesday.
wet
I know,
though.
but-
I know I'm gonna be wet, so I'm aware.
It's going to be raining. I know, but I'm trying to get some ideas. What are you going to do this weekend?
Work on my stuff and try to sleep maybe.
Try to sleep? Yeah, he said sleepy.
yeah, well, we got someone coming in to help me do that today. On our 12 o'clock show, we've got your CBD store joining us. They're going to
Yeah,
bring
some
me
new
maybe some
stuff coming.
sleep items because
He's bringing me some new cream. What about the ladies? What are you going to do this weekend?
That's a really good question. That depends on what assignments you guys give us.
Wow, you guys are going to work?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna work. I can't speak for Valerie.
we got media kits, we got things to do.
Valerie
Oh, yeah,
never
and I work
sleeps.
this.
I know, Valerie rocks in 8:30. She's already on the computer. I'm going to get my hair and nails done.
Me too.
I know.
I'm going to get my hair and nails done. I'm thinking of starting on my taxes.
You know what's interesting? I've done mine in piecemeal because as things were pushed off, so I got my kids, they got theirs filed. And make sure when you file, if you got stimulus money, those have to be filed the right way, and one of theirs has to be refiled with a paper addendum because the way the stimulus check came in. So check with your accountant, make sure you get that correct. So I got the kids done, I've got mine done, now I just have to do the household. So it's sort of been in piecemeal, it needs to just be pushed out.
I got nothing done. I'm going to take my 1040. What's it called? 1040, right? I told my accountant, I want you to write on the front of it, I owe you money. I'll pay you when I get it next Tuesday. And I'm going to send that in. Because this is, you know, I just
For you and
think it's
everybody
ridiculous.
else.
Now, they extended, you see, they extended for another month. You cannot throw people out for lack of rent or anything else.
But you can also continue your forbearance on your mortgage, I saw, up to a
Yes,
year.
Up to a year, but you have to ask.
Yes.
You got to be in communication. You got to use your cell phone, and you got to call. It ain't automatic. You got to ask. You got to work a deal. Matter of fact, I may be calling a few people today that I'm a little upset about
Why?
because I upgraded my phones, and they said that I would be getting something for my old phone. And the only thing I got was the word something.
You sold your old phones?
Yeah.
You know what I did? I went to GameStop. Anyone ever taken your own your old stuff to GameStop?
Yeah, like years ago.
Yeah, but
They buy
yeah,
cell phones
correct.
back. Did you know that?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're 30
they
cents
do.
on the dollar.
I
Yeah,
got
they're like 30 cents. Yeah, it's a bad deal.
They rip you
$173.
off.
They offered me
It's a bad
$400 for
deal.
my
It's a
phone.
bad
It
deal.
really is. Don't go to them.
They offered me $400. But I'm going to go to GameStop because $173 is better than nothing.
Where,
I
do
can
you
use
have
it.
your phone?
I sent it back to Sprint,
Well, then you can't sell it if you don't have it.
to AT&T. I sent it back. I'm waiting for it. Where is my, it's been months.
Interesting. We'll find that out. All right, let's go to commercial break. Give us a call.
Interesting.
888-994-4995. Let's get Find Freddy's phone.
My phone is where my cousin Vinny's had it.
And it's where our aerosol spray is to disinfect this place because I ordered things a month ago and then we have yet to see them. And I called the company, I can't get through. So I'm just going to cancel the charge.
For the disinfectant, it's back ordered.
Well, I ordered gloves also, didn't get anything.
It'll be here next year.
So, yeah, that too. Sally's Beauty Supply, so you got to give them a call. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank our sponsors, Dutch Designs, if you need flowers, just to open your business just because Father's Day is coming up. And you know what? Men too deserve flowers.
Yeah, how come men don't get flowers? That's
We'll
going to be
see
the
what
next
happens
segment.
with that. Give them a call, Patricia at Dutch, D-U-C-H Designs. And this segment sponsored by Don Pablo Coffee Growers and Roasters, home of the Brooklyn Cafe Show Coffee. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
The benefits of CBD are well known, but not all CBD is equal. At your CBD store, our award-winning products are made from organic industrial hemp. Your CBD store products are third-party tested for purity, and we offer a wide variety of products to meet your needs and preferences. From water solubles, topical creams and oil drops, to pet products. Visit your CBD store and let our knowledgeable staff guide you. Your CBD store.
Welcome to your vacation staycation. And what better way to kick back than to blend up a sweet pina colada, a smooth mojito, or just a nice stiff rum and coke. If you want true relaxation and enjoyment, then you want Gubba Rum. Gubba Rum is a unique rum infusion. Gubba Silver Rum is infused with real shredded coconut, and Gubba Rum Gold is infused with real shredded vanilla bean. Both are made with certified organic ingredients. Each infused Gubba Rum is 35% ABV, 70 proof, and as we say in Boston, wicked smooth. So if you're looking for the best combination of taste, smoothness, quality, and price, your clear choice is Gubba Rum. If you want that wicked smooth taste for yourself or your vacation, staycation, visit GubbaRum.com to find your closest liquor store that carries Gubba Rum Gold and Gubba Rum Silver. Gubba Rum, it's wicked smooth.
Dutch Designs and Events is a unique business providing an extensive range of beautiful floral arrangements. They have the power to bring your event or special occasion to life. Dutch Designs are available for any event or to open your business with a smile. All flowers are grown with organic compounds that enhance their fragrance and beauty. Call Dutch Designs at 561-419-8126 or visit their website at DutchDesignsEventPlanning.com. Again, call Dutch Designs at 561-419-8126.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And welcome back to the Cafe Brew.
Cafe Brew, fix the light a little
Now-
bit better.
What do you do? Looks
We're
fine.
just surrounded by light here. Welcome back. Good
Welcome
morning
back.
to you.
This camera, because of my shirt and the backdrop, is a little dark. But we're going to be changing up some stuff now that we have our new camera back in play.
You ready to change this backdrop?
No,
What?
I did that on purpose. Yeah, I have no
And
problem.
I laughed because I walked in yesterday and Valerie was here, and everything I asked you, you said no. Can we change this? No. Can we do this? No. Can we do this? No. Do you want lunch? No. Everything was no. And finally I said to you,
Okay,
it's like
okay,
being
okay.
married to your child, then don't eat.
Okay. She wanted to change the backdrop so that I can see you come in through the front door. So I would have to send all you guys outside for you guys to come in. And that's what she wanted.
Well, no, when people come in so we can see the window is open.
You hear all those people coming in? You hear them?
But
Yeah.
you never know. You never know. It's kind of like
walk
a,
in.
kind
The
of like a
what?
window on the world.
Correct.
Windows on the world.
You'll see
Window
who
and
comes
Boca.
in.
Windows on the world. Do you know where Windows on the World was? Do you have any idea where that restaurant was?
Yes.
Where?
Top of the Empire State Building.
Nice try. Try again.
Top of the World Trade Center.
That's right. And those that collapsed. That's not there anymore.
So we make a new one.
So you want to have windows on the world for people to come in and see us, and there's nobody. It's like you want the window that we have in the other studio where you can see the outside. I love that. I wanted to have children with little signs that say, "Mom, send money."
So we can have Slick and Vinny out there with little signs that say, Mom, send money, call me.
You see, I'm trying to save you guys. She wants you guys to come in with signs. Where she wants the unicorn around
I
your
want
neck.
to just change this. There's a lot of things I want to change. And everything yesterday you said no. Everything. It felt
Because
like
you
I was-
have to give us a heads up when you want to change it.
Why?
Because the guys need a little direction.
I
What
gotta
do you
tell
want?
The guys are great. The background you have behind you, I think, looks incredible. And that was printed by the Happy Printer, the Florida Love Show. He will be back in studio
Did you
on
see what
Friday.
he did? Did anybody see what Ken, the love
Ken
man,
Lehrman,
did?
Happy Printer, Florida Love.
Did you see what he did a couple of days ago during the height of all of this
He's
craziness?
giving roses out.
48 roses to every employee in Costco.
Yeah, Costco.
He started out giving it to people, but I guess that got a little strange because people were like, but then he started giving it to the workers.
He started out at Whole Foods. When he came here on that way Friday,
Oh, it
he
was
always
Whole Foods.
buys
Whole Foods.
4 to 6 dozen roses, and he gives one to me, he gives one to Teddy, he gives one to a dozen to all of the women
He
here.
gave one to me.
Yes.
He gave one to
Not
me.
me.
And he gives one
He
to
didn't give one
Teddy.
to
He didn't
you?
give one to me.
No.
So.
You didn't go one either? I'm going to make sure you guys get one.
So he started that, and by the time he left, he was down a few dozen because he had given them out to all the essential workers at Whole Foods. And now I see he's moved to Publix, and he's been doing it there, and he's buying bouquets of roses.
It is amazing how such a small gesture is making him the #1 person in Boca. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. Everybody's asking us. We produce that show, and they say, "Who is this guy? Is he normal?" He is normal. I think the rest of us are not normal because he's doing the right thing.
Who was the superhero that was the masked man? The
Masked Marauder.
No, it was like
Zorro.
Zorro. Okay, he's like Zorro, right? So everyone is now. They're walking around in their masks. Zorro, thank you. Right? And he went like this with his sword.
Yeah,
Zorro.
definitely Zorro.
So we need to come up with something like that for Ken, because he walks around his Florida Love mask, and he gives out roses to people. Actually, he gives them out to people of color, women of color. I don't know if he's giving them to men, but he would, because he thinks you're a big mush pot. Just to say
He
thank
gives me-
you. We
yes.
appreciate you.
He put some signs together. Jeff from Promo Stuff for You also.
Zorro, thank you.
gave us, what is the name of Zorro's horse?
Yeah, that's.
I got nothing.
Nah, yeah, me
Anybody
too.
know the name of Zorro's horse?
Let me look that up.
Can't hear over the rain. It's
Yeah,
raining.
let me look that
Talk
up.
about cats and dogs. I don't even know where that came from.
We
Our
have some
plants.
coffee coming in today, and I want you to open the
Cats
box
and
on
dogs,
the air
I
to
know.
show people when Pablo.
Where did we get that from?
It's
Cats and
tornado.
dogs.
You find
It's
it?
going to be very wet.
You
Hold
find
on,
it?
Zorro's horse.
Name
Teddy,
of-
what's the name
Horse
of
is
Zorro's
called
horse?
Tornado.
Oh my.
Did you get it?
They're looking it
She's
up.
fact checking it for you.
Now, the other thing I want you guys to look up, there's a new song that came out today. What's the name of the horse?
Tornado.
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 There you go.
Tornado was the name of the horse. I thought it was lightning,
If
but
we get a tornado warning, I'm sorry. I'm just done.
there's a new song that came out. I want you to take a look at it. See if you can look it up for us, Teddy. It's called Rackets Down, Hands Up. And it was put together by some of the artists that are well known. And I heard that it is a powerful, powerful song. I didn't get to hear it because I was running out the door late.
Rackets down.
Rackets Down, Hands Up.
What's a
It's
racket?
a new piece, like a tennis racket.
That's what I thought. I don't
But
understand.
racket could be noise down, hands up.
Okay.
So I don't know what it means. That's why I'm asking if somebody could look it
Who's
up
it
and
by?
give us a whole bunch of artists, a whole bunch of well-known artists. A lot of people are involved in this
Really?
piece. Yeah. And I want to see if you can find it for us. Let us know and tell us what it looks like.
Have you guys heard about it?
Nope.
They're all looking it up. You should give them a heads up on what you
I
want
mean-
them to do. It's like me coming in and
Oh,
changing set and you get them on their phone
yes.
looking things up is all I can
That's
tell
okay.
you.
That's what millennials do. They are the phone generation of the future.
Everyone is tied to their phone. Can you imagine not? So I've been watching this new show on Netflix called Unorthodox.
I saw a Baker show.
Big Beauty and the Baker.
Yeah, I saw that. Can I tell
That's what
you?
my daughter says.
Can I tell you?
As Mom,
I was
how can
out
you
in
watch
3
this
minutes.
show?
That is horrible.
It's the only thing I stay
How
away from. I
horrible
have-
was it?
Huh?
How horrible was it?
I was asleep in 3 minutes, and I kept saying, when I fell asleep, I had a dream that I was hitting Dawn with my microphone. How dare you make me watch this stupid
So
thing?
I've been watching Unorthodox also. There's only 4 in this series. It's on Netflix, and it's about a young girl who's 18 years old, and she gets married into the ultra Orthodox Jewish community in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg,
Yes.
and what that's like, and how she
Tough.
leaves. She leaves on the first episode. 5 minutes into the first episode, she leaves and she goes to Berlin because she cannot handle life, and it is based on a true story.
She went to Berlin. That's interesting.
It's based on a true story, and I don't want to say why she went to Berlin or what it is.
What's it called?
Unorthodox.
Is that a movie or a series?
It's a series. There's
I
4.
can't stand
There's only
series.
4.
I don't like
So
it.
it's like 2 movies
I
for
don't
you.
like
It's like
it.
a double
I don't
header.
like it. Can I see one and I say I like it, I don't like it, and I don't finish it off? Like people told me that Tiger King stupid movie.
Didn't watch that. But this Unorthodox, I've got one left, but
You
it is
see
based
Tiger King?
on a true story.
Some episodes, but I feel like it's been overdone or overplayed.
Did you see it?
Only like 2 episodes.
Now, did you see they got Brad Pitt to play in the movie?
Yes.
So
I thought David Spade would be a better actor.
The 3 snorts of
I'm
sleepness.
just thinking about you. I'm thinking about, imagine doing a trivia question on things that became popular during pandemic 2020.
The
Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Animal Crossing.
Who?
It's a game.
It's
Animal
game.
Crossing.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing?
Yeah, it got super popular this year.
What's it called?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing. It's like Leapfrog.
Animal Crossing.
no.
Anybody
Yeah.
heard of it? Ladies, you
No,
heard of
no,
Animal
it's like where
Crossing?
you it's like a nice calm
I
game
love
where you
Animal
build a
Crossing.
town, meet nice
wouldn't
people,
think
fish, get flowers.
Is it a video game?
Yeah. It's a nice relaxing
Oh, it's a
video game.
video game.
Oh, video game.
But the things that became popular in pandemic 2020, like a Trivial Pursuit of 2020. Can you imagine what would be on that?
Everything from the
It'd be
tornado
everything
to
from people
everything.
meditating, from
meditating.
reading, actually picking up that book.
Have you seen?
actually getting what is it, house projects done?
Yes, you're getting your house clean. Have you seen that new series called Yoga Tastes Sweet?
Yoga or
Yoga.
Yoga?
Yoga Tastes Sweet.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
When did
You heard it?
No.
Seen it? Seen it?
Is it
Anybody
Netflix?
seen Yoga Tastes Sweet?
Is it a Netflix thing? Yeah.
Yoga, as in yoga on the floor yoga?
Yes.
Really?
Ugh.
Why does it taste sweet?
I just made that up.
Are you serious?
That sounds like
I
a.
was
just
thinking
about to ask,
YouTube
why is
It's
English.
like a mic condom.
That sounds like a thing that would be on Netflix. Honestly.
Why would
Absolutely.
And I almost said you have seen it advertised.
That's what? Yes, that's because Slick said something about meditating. I said yoga tastes sweet.
The things that became popular in 2020 during the pandemic. I mean, someone's going to come out with a game. You marked my words of popular 2020-isms and pandemic ideas and all of
20
this.
isms.
2020-isms.
Yeah, 2020ism.
That's interesting.
Because only January, we only had a normal month January. Everybody came off of Revolution like, yes, this is my year, this is my decade.
They do that every January.
No, this January.
Everybody talked about
This January.
I'm gonna
this
turn the
January,
corner. You ain't seen a corner like this.
I would say with the people that I had around me, it was like their year, like they reached the top of the mountain, and
The mountain reached down, they squish them.
They were gonna take off, and then like now I check in with them now, they're like,
You know
yeah,
something? I gotta tell you what that teaches
there's the
me.
next year.
Don't wait till January to reach the top of the mountain.
That's what I
Right?
tell people. I'm like, you can start tomorrow.
You and I usually climb during the summer.
But this year we got a gang, we got a crew. You got
I know.
when you got people, anything is possible.
You know, I look around here, and I thought we had a lot where we were before, from where we came from our first studio to our second studio. And we actually moved here in one truck, 2 men in a truck. We actually moved here, and some boxes in one room. Can you imagine what we have now if we ever...
Slick, were you here when we moved?
Oh no.
No,
You
he
weren't.
wasn't with us yet.
So who was with us? Just
Teddy,
Teddy?
Hector.
That's it. And Dylan.
Yeah, that's who's left.
That's
Because we
it.
had Glenn, and we had Connor. We had some really big guys, and Teddy
We had
and
the
Hector.
Earth Movers.
I know, right? And that's who's left.
And it's funny because when we first came in here, we thought there was too much room. We said, how are we going to fill this place? Remember?
We were going to share this with another company.
Because it was too
Really?
big. And I'm looking
you
at Dawn.
imagine?
Looking at Dawn and says, share what? What are you going to share? We're going to put the other company
We're
in
going to put
there.
another
network.
company in there, and this was actually just going to be a warehouse for their company. And we were just going to take that studio. Can you even imagine?
There would have been blood all over the place. There would have been rioting back then.
And that was just, I mean, and now look where we are and what we're able to do. And now I want to change sets and change backdrops and do things just bigger and green screen. And there's so many more things we can do over the summer. We've got Fem City joining us today and Best Foot Forward. They're all coming in virtually. The guests are still coming in virtually, and I really respect that. And I got to tell you, it makes me feel a whole lot better that our crew is separate from our guests, and our guests are separate from our crew, and everyone here is wearing masks, and they're on board together wearing masks.
There's nothing wrong with that. Now, there's a couple of new things. I asked you to call Kendra's mom.
I'm going to give her a call.
Let's give her a call because there's a couple of organizations that actually saw the show and moved forward. I want to do a Kendra virtual concert in here. We're going to put her up on stage, and DJ and I were talking about these huge
I think
speakers
she's coming
in
on
here.
Friday, Teddy said.
Yep, she's just good. Oh yeah, she's being interviewed. And we're gonna put some speakers and stuff. We're gonna supposedly test that today, but with the rain, I don't know if that's gonna happen. And what we're gonna do is we are going to try to get some food drive going out here, or something drive, maybe have some vendors, some trucks, and do a whole day concert series and do our shows around that. And I'm really excited about doing that because, you know, Kendra has a special place in my heart. That kid has paid her dues and she continues to do what she's doing. And I like to see if that could be the wave of the future. Maybe bring in some other artists, bringing in some other singers.
Yeah, what is it? That can
You
happen.
have a singer you wanted to bring,
Because
or
I have
group,
a
right?
couple of people that are singers,
You know a lot of people you don't bring forward.
wordsmiths,
Are they at the church?
rappers.
wordsmith?
No, not
A
not at the
poet?
church. These are people that I met throughout like my time down here. Because I grew up in South Florida, so.
What's a wordsmith?
Is it a poet or
I
something?
would say like if I would have to differentiate like a Common, like if you ever heard Common speak or Nas. like rappers like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I would say I would
wordsmith.
say they were Smiths.
I know where you're going with
Well,
that.
like
Word
rapper-
aficionados, that they
Yeah,
turn
like
words
they-
into meaning.
they-
Like you?
It's a craft for them. Like when they make
No, these guys are good.
when they make a lyric, it's a craft for them.
Would
Like,
you say Eminem is a word aficionado?
yes, correct.
You would say it? I mean, he's good with words.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And
he's
he
good
has
with
double
words.
meanings to words, and and he's one of the best.
think
I'm
he's good
surprised
at-
he hasn't come
Correct.
out
I'm
with
thinking
something.
of
Most rappers
Scrabble.
back then has that kind of flair going.
This new age now is kind of like you
New
have to
wave?
feel a vibe, and you have to. Sometimes I can't understand.
It's called
majority
body
of
English,
this-
baby.
Hey, but majority of these majority of their songs are like at parties, so.
At what are
kinda-
parties?
You know,
Yeah,
one of the
parties.
most amazing
parties
things I
now,
get to
though.
learn about our crew is I get to learn about our crew because they don't come in and work. I think there are some companies where your employees come in and they work and they go home. You have no idea about their family life. You have no idea what they're feeling, who they reach out with, what they do outside of work. One of my favorite things is that we get to know our crew. We've got Mama San, you call her. She brings in things for us to drink. She brings in food for Teddy. We don't know Valerie's family yet, but we're starting to. We know what Slick likes. We're starting to know Vinny a little bit. Hector, we know he loves to bake, and his grandma and his mom, and he talks about his culture a little bit. And I love that we get to learn more about behind the physical face of who they are.
It's more than just a job. But work shouldn't be a work. It should be fun, and we sort of bring that in. Creativity, when it flows, it just flows.
But the creativity comes from someplace,
Well,
and that's what I
like,
love
yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, I like when it flows and then it becomes contagious. And you can tell when some of the kids, they hit an idea they like, you can tell right away. And they like it, and they go, and they're all over the place, and it just keeps going and growing. And, businesses can learn a thing or two about that right now because you want to be creative.
It's what's your workplace culture. And
That's
now
right.
that people are doing 6 feet apart social distancing, I don't even think anyone's talking to each other.
No,
I
Right?
don't think so.
There's no hanging out in the kitchen if you had one. There's no hanging out at the water cooler because you can't touch that. I mean, there's so many
Now, I'm
things.
gonna go out on a limb here. I'm probably gonna get hate mail.
Better him than me.
But I think the females are better at starting a conversation than guys. I just think
I could believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, definitely.
if a female doesn't start a conversation, it ain't gonna get got.
That might be true.
Correct.
And what's happening is because of social distancing and rioting and things of that nature, females. Now, if you look on the news, every interview that I saw since this thing has started has been a female. Yet to this morning, I saw a couple of guys. One was from France. That's it. But technically, females start the conversations.
Are your conversations here that you have with our crew and interviews the same as when you're not working?
Always.
See, mine are different on the weekends, like nothing. And when I start a conversation, sometimes I feel like I'm back in work mode and I'm asking people things. And I'm wondering what they're thinking because this is just what I do. But usually on the weekends, I haven't seen people in a very long time on the weekends. I usually go like undercover. I don't leave the house for a couple days. Now that we're on pandemic, I'm kind of enjoying not going anywhere.
Yeah, but I can't. You see,
But
you,
that's not very social, I know.
But you
I
and
haven't
I-
seen friends in a long time.
But you and I are different ages. Me and them are different ages. Me and the girls are different ages.
You and I are kind of the same age.
No, we're not.
I mean, we're not the same age, but
My-
we're only a couple years apart.
My life is no longer about making waves anymore. I don't do that anymore. My job now is to make platforms so that Slick's wave can be heard. It's funny. My father used to always tell me, "You ever notice the waves on the beach? There would be no waves if there was no beach, right? So somebody has to create a beach for the waves to break on." That's what he came down. That's the way he taught me. Again, using words. I want to be the beach. I'm no longer looking to make the waves. I'm looking to learn.
Okay.
I'm looking to understand, and I'm looking to make cultures understand one another. But my day of making waves, listen, I was doing streaming before there were cameras. I did this job way back when, and I got laughed at. I got laughed at almost out of the business. It don't faze me no more. You got an idea, bring it. What I tell the kids.
But I love learning about their ideas. I love, Slick's so calm. Like, see what's going on. I don't know what goes on in his mind, but we're starting to see that piece that you did a couple days ago. I'm starting to see.
Oh, but I would have to say, like, to my generation, like, even though there is a lot of noise going around, we should get out and vote.
Yes.
This is voting year, guys. I mean,
You saw what
I
happened
mean,
yesterday.
I wouldn't want to know, like, where would they stand on what they're voting.
Did you see what
basically.
happened yesterday? People that have been in office for 10 years got voted out.
That's
New people coming in.
It was
new
a
blood.
primary yesterday,
Now,
right?
one of the gentlemen, I'm going to use that word loosely, was voted out because he made a remark last year, and it was captured, that he says, why isn't white supremacy an allowable term? And I understand a little bit about where he's coming from. And you can't say things like that and be in public office. They voted him out. He's gone after 10 years. And you're right. It's important you vote.
Especially the fact of, like, you know, I feel like people are not that very charged up to vote in city, or they're only charged up to vote like when it comes to presidential things. But like stuff that happens in your city, guys, you got to go out to
Change
actually
your
make
And
that
vote.
actual stance in your community. You have to go out and vote.
And that's
the correct
that's another
people in.
thing I love about your generation. You guys, my daughter, just like you, totally not political. She's not like my son at all. Or if she is, she doesn't verbalize it like he does.
Mm-hmm.
She's suddenly now saying, what I've learned is you have to vote, and you have to vote for your local people. You have to vote for those that represent you locally, not
Correct.
just the presidential election. But the presidential election is huge to get your age group out there to vote.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you weren't 18 4 years ago, and you just, like if you're that November birthday, then this is your opportunity to get out and make a difference.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you cannot vote because you're young, still a year away from voting, but you know somebody who is voting, learn from that somebody. Learn what it takes to get registered to vote. Now, there's a mayor that
I
just
think
was.
you can probably do it online now, right?
You can do anything.
You can do it through, what is it, apps, through like messages that they send through text to give you the link to
Amazing,
actually
right?
register.
Well, there
to
you
vote.
go. And then maybe that's something you want to do on your show, on your platform. A mayor was just elected yesterday. And yesterday was election day, right? She was a protester. I think it was in the 2015 or 14 riots or something, protest. She was in the front holding a sign with a pink hat, and she is now the mayor of one of the towns. And she said that she decided to do that at that day and to run, and she won. And now her platform is about to be heard. And if you want to change things from inside out, that's what you got to do.
Well, your last name starts with an E, right?
Yeah,
You
E.
should run.
Me?
Because unless there's someone that's running A through D in the same election, you're going to win.
I mean, I'll consider it, but you know, right? I was expecting to run for office, but like if if your plan matches with what I want to happen in my society of like Broward, my atmosphere of Broward, I'll make sure you get voted in.
Is there anyone that you're looking at?
At the moment, not now. Like I know, like B brought somebody in from Fort Lauderdale. I am looking at his page, and I am looking at majority of. I can't say what is it? They're millennials. Most of them are millennials, but most of them are millennials. Most of them are not, but they have that millennial concept that would help me in the process of like being around in the neighborhood of Broward. And especially for, I would say my mom always complains about her copays. And I'm like, your copays are not being brought up by like the president. They're being
Right,
brought up
copays
by
are
the
the insurance
atmosphere of,
company.
your insurance company, everything around you. You can't just put it on one person.
Well, she's right. But let me ask a question then. You bring
Yeah.
up a good point. People that are going to vote, people are going to vote party lines, right? You know what
Correct.
that means, including independents.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also now the socialist democracy, which I don't know what that
Yeah, I
means. But do you vote on accountability of people, or do you vote on party lines?
I will vote on the accountability of a person. So if they say that they did such and such things, I will fact check. I will go back. Like at the time when I was in Boston, and I was working for this guy that was mostly political, but he had me always around like political figures, and one political figure, Elizabeth Warren, kept walking in, and I had to basically fact check on not just to bring it back, but just fact check on what she said that she did throughout these conferences. And sometimes most of them held water, most of them didn't for me. But like I don't check party lines. I
Vinny, how
always
about
check
you?
that person.
No answer.
Do you vote?
Gotta vote, Vinny.
Well,
I do vote, but I keep my political statements to myself.
Will you vote, do you like pick because a party, or do you pick someone that you feel you like what they represent?
A person, like I say, what kind of person they are, what they go for, and if they really are for that, not just saying it.
and that's a good thing. I want to start a new political line.
Did you hear Dwayne The Rock
But I don't
Johnson
want
for
to be that
president?
political.
They asked to write him in. There's
I'm
a few
all in.
people coming. Let me tell you, the one thing that I have learned about the last 4 years is that there should be an accountability line. I'm going to run for president. Not because I'm going to win, I don't care about that. But I want to start accountability. You know, you have Democrats, you have Republicans. What about an accountability line where you're going to say, I hear you. I, as president, will not be afraid to walk in the streets and calm the waters because I'm going to listen. If you are in a place of authority, they want to be heard by somebody who's going to make some decisions, right? So instead of bringing the military police in, instead of having Biden saying things like, you know, read what's in the Bible, I mean, really clever, but really stupid. That's not what we want. We want accountability line, okay? I want somebody who's practical, knows that we have a problem, and
Handles the
tries to
problem.
resolve it. Now, I got to tell you, not because I agree with Trump, there's a lot of injustices that happen to our country by other countries because we have more money. Like we pay $450 million to who? The next closest country is China with 40 million. And all we ask is that they pay their fair share. Same thing with NATO. Same thing with NATO that protects the world. We carry the burden of 98% of the bill. So is that practical? Is that accountability?
Why, because we're paying the bill?
Because we're paying the bill. Your tax dollars are paying those bills. NAFTA was a bad deal. People put deals together to make a bad deal. Remember when we talk about don't make a bad deal to make a deal? We've been doing that for over 50 years. So all of a sudden, that guy comes along who didn't expect to win. If you think Trump expected to win, I'll sell you a bridge. He says, what do you mean I won? He was in bed when they told me he won.
Yeah, he was shocked that
He was shocked.
I can't believe it's been 4 years, though. That's the amazing thing to me, is that it's actually been 4 years.
It's been the longest 4 years, but there's been good and there's been bad. There's been impracticality.
I mean,
there's
it's been since
injustice.
you and I have been working together.
There has been. Now, the question now, moving forward, is we need somebody who's I need a leader who's a leader, not a make-believe leader.
Correct.
I need somebody who's not going to be clever with words.
Not a
and-
seat filler. It just
I,
we need.
it- I don't need, what you call it, a word master, a word what?
Wordsmith. No,
Wordsmith.
you need.
Warm
You
bencher?
don't need a
Bench
wordsmith.
warmer.
You need a person with action.
I need a person around these wordsmith guys, and they're bad at it because they got
Why do
14,000
I see things
writers.
always in graphics and pictures?
You should. There's
Like to
nothing
me,
wrong-
wordsmiths is like a crossword in Scrabble. Like it should be somehow we do that in words.
I mean, think about it. I think that yesterday, one of the defense guys quit because he did not know that the president had ordered the military police to be there. It was his responsibility. He never got the order. He never told him. He says, you know what, if you want to run the country by yourself, I quit. And he quit.
Well, there's a lot of people that are changing jobs. Now, schools have been closed, and so I don't know what they're doing in the fall. That's still left to be seen. But teachers are leaving, principals are leaving, things are shifting and changing. What do you think that's kind of, you talk about accountability. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be able to leave your job, right? No one's saying you have to be there. But now you're a principal of a school, and maybe you've got 1,200 kids, and you're out. You choose to leave, they replace you. Of all of these changes, there's a lot of changes coming down. It's not just at the top. There is a huge trickle-down effect.
Yes, but we need those people. Okay. I want
I'm
Slick
not
to be
saying
at
you're
the top.
wrong. I'm just saying I think there's going to be a lot of changes happening
But the
everywhere.
people at the top are going to make all those ideologies possible because sometimes you need a little juice to get that train going.
Do you think it starts at the top? Do you think accountability starts at the top?
No, I feel like it's
That's a loaded question.
because even if it does start at the top, the people's mindset might not even be the same as the leaders. I feel like it got to go hand in hand with the people.
I didn't say
and
it
the
started at the top.
I didn't
She
either.
said.
No, I'm asking.
No, she's asking.
I'm asking, do we
But how do you know what I
include
think the top is? You didn't ask me what I consider the top.
Okay, what's the top?
I think the top is different. I think because, and know what I've actually seen today? I see Teddy is now the top as she's working with April, I see you guys are the top as you work with ASA, as we bring in Callaway. The top changes because it shifts up as more come in. The top is a different layer. The top, I don't mean the top is a president. I think there's the top, everyone, there's a trickle down.
You know, obviously, you haven't coached sports, or have you?
No.
Okay. When you have kids together, and I'm talking about male and female, because in Little League, I was the only coach that had a female on his Little League team. It's a different story. The players will police themselves to the better player because they want to be like Mike.
So that's accountability.
But then it becomes, that's right. And my son will tell you, I held him to the highest regard because the kids went to him. So my message wasn't heard. It was his accountability that was heard.
Right, so even though you may have been the top as a coach, the accountability was at a different level. So I don't always think, I think that at the top, whatever leader that is, they need to be accountable and they need to set good form.
But then-
I think everyone within a workplace
But
culture is accountable.
tell me what the definition is of being me the top. What is the definition of my accountability?
To me, I always say ethics.
Well, my accountability is to
Do
make
unto
sure that
others
my
as you would like to
players
be done to
know
you. Right.
that I know how they feel.
Everything you learn, what do they say? That everything you learned, the 10 things you learned in kindergarten, you are the sum of the 5 people that you were closest to. I mean, you can go on and on. But I think everyone should be held accountable for their actions.
Well,
It doesn't matter whether you are sweeping the floors, and I do that, whether we are paying the light bills, and we do that. You and I do every level within this place,
Well,
and so
that's-
does our crew.
Let's go right back to body English.
Okay.
So if I see the Slick is having a bad day, I'm not going to wait for Slick to come over and tell me I'm having a bad day. I should sense it. I should see it. In
You should
baseball,
ask.
when I say, how's everything going? And his answer is going to define to me if he's having a bad day. In baseball, we used to tap the back of the knee. You know this thing about hitting the butts? That was in the 50s. They did away with that for a lot of reasons. But it was always a tap in the back of the knee after an at-bat. Do you know why that's done?
Why?
It's called energy transfer. Because I'm positive, I'm staying here in the game, accountability as a leader, tapping some of that energy into that leg and say, it's okay, we'll get them next
We think
time.
now that people can't touch each other, that's changed?
I mean, this is part of, how do you
I don't,
formulate?
do guys
the-
touch each other? I don't mean like that. I mean,
High five.
High five, handshake.
I see the elbow.
Definitely.
Is it air? I mean, has that I know girls, well, at least where
I
we
see
are.
the elbows start coming
You know,
back.
there's a lot of touch. Everyone's like, they touch their arms. It's always a kiss. It's a hug. This is a very huggy business we are in, and that has changed.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to ask the guys. Girls are very huggy.
I give high fives to everyone.
You give high five?
Still,
Air
Oh,
high
definitely.
fives?
Like, psh,
an air five.
yeah.
What do you do, Slick?
The arm bump is back, so.
The
I
arm
saw
bump.
the soccer
The arm
players
bump.
yesterday with the arm thing. I
Ladies,
went like
just shave
this.
your arm so I can
I
say
went
if you're
like
doing
this
the arm
to
bump.
them, and they gave me the elbow.
Girls, I'm going to ask you, what are you guys doing over there?
They waved the hair.
I know what Teddy does. I love Teddy's mannerisms. She
Well-
goes like, hi.
I gave Teddy a high five yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah, like high five. Psh.
Is
And
that-
I'll like say air kisses or something, but it's a girly thing.
Well, Teddy has a big meeting tomorrow, and they changed it, I think, from Tuesday, and I gave her, that was the first high five I've given in about 4 months, 3 months.
And
she
she's
took
got
it.
she's got a guest coming in actually for her show today. She's going to be in that studio at 10:30. Teddy Unscripted.
yeah. It's going to be really cool. A lot of good stuff. But it's funny, the elbow seems to be
I
wanting
saw
to make
that
a comeback.
yesterday when the
What
soccer
about
guys
the
were
leg,
here.
the leg hit?
No, no.
It was just weird.
That's like a
Yeah,
dog
I feel
lifting
like-
his leg
Yeah.
going outside. That's a weird.
I
That
never
one was just
seen one
weird.
did that,
I feel
no.
people were like almost falling down when they're doing that, but I think the elbow and the fist bump, I see a lot of the fist bumps.
So that's kind of cool, like an air fist bump.
Yeah. No, not some of them touch, some of them do air, but
And and the people, when they come in here, they ask me, mask or no mask? And I say, it's always mask. Have you been, the regular questions that we ask. And if there's any gray area, mask is a requirement. And if it turns into a dark area, then leaving is another requirement. Production sometimes is hard. Like, it's very difficult to hear Vinny because he has the mask on. But I
Definitely.
want him to be comfortable in the same thing with
Callaway
Callaway.
always wears he always wears a mask,
always
doesn't he?
wear a
I think
mask.
he's always having a mask on. He always kind of sits on his own.
Now, Slick is like another son to me. I've seen more Slick than I have my own son, which is a real retarded thing to say, but it's true. And what happens is sometimes we get lackadaisical in things that when we were up in arms and wearing the mask. I tell you, I tried to wear that mask yesterday you got me. I was having a tough time breathing in that bad boy.
And you got Sarah Spirits
Me
tonight.
too.
You got 3 hours in that,
I
2
gotta
hours
wear.
in that
I'm gonna
mask
wear the black one, which is a little lighter, but
in studio.
my goodness, it's scary.
But a lot of things have changed, and it's still an unknown. And I don't even know. I mean, you couldn't write this book if you tried. You could
Oh.
not write this book of 2020 if you tried.
New test that came out, antivirus. We're gonna know by the end of the month if this thing works. They tested in New York, LA, Florida, and Houston. There's over 10,000 people that were put on it that had the virus or were sick, and they're going to see what the results are. The first results came in Monday.
It's an antiviral medication or it's an antibody test?
Antiviral medication. They're looking for the cure.
Okay.
And the first tests that came back were positive.
Nice.
100%. They're very excited about it. It's a small pharmaceutical company. Went to work as soon as they were told to. By the end of the month, we will know. I had Dr. David Moskowitz on there, on You and Your Doctor last night, talking about it. And it has to do with the energy particles in the virus itself. Really interesting. You and Your Doctor, I'm trying to get them to come and talk to us.
What is it? It's a medication?
It's a medication.
Not a vaccine.
It's a, now you got to confuse me. What
Yeah,
do I
that's
know?
what I'm
It goes in
thinking.
your body and
Information.
I'm
it
thinking
fixes
it's like a
it.
pill that you take like
Okay,
two
it's a
times
pill.
a day.
It's a,
That's
it's a
what- no,
shot.
that's what I
I
was-
don't know what it is. They haven't let it out the bag yet. And you know, it's going through the speed up
I'm
process.
going to
and
actually
hopefully-
call our medical correspondent and ask him.
He may not know about it. It was brand new.
Then ask him.
But I will look it up and
If
send you the
there's,
tape.
if there's a geeky thing to know, he knows.
Well, I will.
That would be my father, so
I will
he
show you.
understands. We call him,
I will
yes.
show you. Now, there's over 1,000 companies right now talking about they're trying different things for the cure. I get it. But this is the first one that's come back in the first wave
Interesting.
of working. So,
All
fingers
right.
crossed.
See what happens with that. Guys, thanks for joining us for our morning zoo. We got to switch it up and get the girls on mic somehow.
You
Because
put Slick on the board.
we'll put Slick on the board, or maybe we got one in there and one out
Put Vinny
here.
on the sound.
Or see what happens with that.
I wanted the guys today because I noticed the guys are a little bit quieter.
Are
They
they?
make noise among themselves. You ever notice when the three of them are together? I know that Galloway's home today, but when the three of them are together, they're inseparable.
I noticed that between now and 12 o'clock, when we go back on air, everyone now has
notice
so much
that.
work to do. Everyone sort of takes their desks, their positions, their couches, their chairs, even me, and I sit and we do work for the next 2 hours.
The
and we go
stage
back
is
on
your
air.
desk?
Pretty much.
I go over here because I like to see
You go in there, I kind of go in there, and everyone just, we follow through where we got to follow through.
a lot of work to do.
Have a great morning, everyone. Be safe, stay dry. Be kind to each other. We'll see you at 10:30 for Teddy Unscripted, and then 12 o'clock right back here with your CBD store. Some new ideas happening. And then we've got Fem City and
We got a
Best
few
Foot
people.
Forward joining us at 1 o'clock.
Yes, a lot of fun.
Bye-bye.
Don't be.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.